We're back to the Neil Haley Show. August 19th is World Humanitarian Day, a day that the UN set aside to honor aid workers. In the height of the hurricane season, it's a timely moment to talk about protecting vulnerable children and families. Joining us is actor Christopher Polaha, who partnered with World Vision for several years and who you'll see this fall in the new series American Hostage alongside John Hamm and Giovanni Ribisi. Christopher, thanks for being on here. Thanks again for coming on.
Neil, my pleasure. Thanks for having me today.
So, you've worked with World Vision for years now. What first drew you to this partnership?
I was watching Bono in an interview from U2, and he talked about his work with World Vision, and it piqued my curiosity. And then I worked with Meghan Markle, and she had just gone to Africa with World Vision and showed me some photographs, and I was like, that looks like a really cool experience. And saw that they were enlisting people to be team leaders for a 6K clean water run that they had. I got my fans on Instagram. We raised a pretty good deal of money for a great cause. And then in 2020, they asked me to join as an ambassador, and I gladly said yes. And it's been a really remarkable sort of journey, seeing what they do all over the world.
Yeah, no doubt. It's something that it is interesting. I remember having you on one of my radio tours. You were talking about your relationship with working with Meghan Markle after everything that happened. So it was really interesting years and years ago. We're in the height of hurricane season. What does World Vision's response look like when a storm hits?
What it looks like is an army of do-gooders who rush into a community that's been devastated. They bring food, they bring fresh water, they bring uh, books for kids to get back on track with their education, clothing, boxes of supplies and trauma kits, and they root themselves into that community. They work with local churches, deliver dinners, and they stay when all the news cameras go away and when all the hubbub of the hurricane is over. They're there to help truly rebuild a community by being community.
And that's what I think that's why you partner with an organization like this, Christopher, right? Because of things like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're not always able to just pick up and go and do something. So the easy thing is to, if you can't give time, you can give a little bit of money. And World Vision is that really great go-between of being able to stay home and then go to worldvision.org, go to the gift catalog. Like my wife and I design bracelets and which are handmade in India. You can buy the bracelet and the money goes to the World Vision Fund, and then that fund puts people out, volunteers all over the world who go and then do the work. So it's a great way to partner with an organization that's tried and trusted. They've been doing it for decades. And it really is remarkable. And if you go to worldvision.org, you can read all about it. You can see what they're about and get to the bottom of it.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I'm going to be excited about a new series to watch. Switching gears, tell us about American Hostage and what can you share about your character?
I play a guy named Dick Hall, who was taken hostage by a man named Tony Kuritzis for 63 hours. This happened February 8th, 1977. He was taken hostage for 3 days, and in that time, Tony called the local radio station, and a guy named Fred Heckman, who was a local celebrity, answered. And Tony wanted to air his grievances on the air. He wanted to go live. And Fred Heckman said yes. And the whole thing was broadcast live. It is a story that's almost too wild to be true. Um, all the different machinations, all the different layers of it. And the writer, Sean Ryan, who did The Shield, and The Night Agent, and Eileen Myers, wrote 8 incredible episodes of television, and the tension is so tightly strung from episode 1 all the way through to 8 that you won't you won't be able to turn away from it. It's really incredible television.
How did you prepare for that character?
I read Dick Hall's book. He's got a book about his experience. He wrote it 40 years after the fact. He never talked about it, never did interviews about it. Um, and and then I just sat and I got to just really dig in and work with Giovanni Ribisi, who's an incredible actor. And he just every delivery, every time he delivered something, it was a little different. And to just be present with somebody and to really listen was is a gift as an actor, you know.
Yeah. And then how was it like on set with John Hamm and Giovanni?
They're both incredible actors, and John Hamm has the Midas touch. Everything he touches turns to gold, from Mad Men to Friends and Neighbors. Uh, and this is a role that I don't think anybody has seen him play yet. There's a vulnerability and there's a sensitivity to this character that he's playing, which is going to be, I think, a real nice surprise for people who are fans of John Hamm's. And then, Giovanni, it's the role of a lifetime, and Giovanni absolutely crushes it. So to see these guys, really duking it out. And Adam Arkin had this great idea. Adam Arkin directed the first 4 of 8 episodes, and he said, "What? Let's do it all on the same stage. Let's make the telephones actually work. Let's
Yeah.
get 2 camera crews, and we'll film." Giovanni and Chris in one room and John and all the radio station in another live at the same time. So we filmed it like a play, but we were able to film sound and audio, I mean, sound and visual at the same time in real time versus shooting all of John's coverage one day and then
Wow.
all of, Giovanni and I's coverage on the other day. Everything was happening in real time. So it was like a war room, and it was very exciting.
And it seems like you're looking at things from a different lens than an actor because it's been a really busy year for you. And you also had your directorial debut with Mimics, starring yourself as well as Stephen Tomblonsky and Chris Parnell. Talk about that.
Yeah, Stephen Tobolowsky
Tobolowski,
from
yes. I've had
Groundhog
Stephen
Day.
on.
Yeah,
I had Stephen on years ago on my show. He's going to kill me for that one, but there you go.
that's okay. It's like my last name, Polaha. You're like, what is it? I've always wanted to make a movie. It's always been the goal. Like I was always going to be an actor that would parlay into directing. And I was able to do it with Mimics, which is a fun little romp of a movie. It's like Goonies, about a guy who signs a Faustian deal with an entity, and all sorts of wonderful things start happening for him. But there is a cost to everything, and there's a puppet involved, and me doing a bunch of impersonations, and you can see it on Tubi, August 18th, which I'm excited about. I want people to check it out.
Well, Christopher, I'm going to definitely be reaching out to you on the back end on this thing because ultimately I'd love to help any way to help promote that opportunity with you of Mimics because I'm always doing interviews and always have an opportunity. So, where can people go for more information on you and also World Vision?
I'm on social media. Look, just type in my name, Palaha, and check it out. And then World Vision, you go to worldvision.org, and really you go and look and just see what they're about, and jump in because it's a great way to give back.
All right. Well, fantastic. We really appreciate you coming by. Thanks again.
All right, brother. See ya.
See ya. All right. You're listening and watching The Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.